In this video, we're going to talk about the 8 new books that I have recently added to my personal collection, the last of which being what I would consider a personal grail. It actually gave me goosebumps when I was unboxing it, and talk a little bit about why I decided to keep these ones. I'll keep it kind of brief because I am in a completely unrelatable position. I unbox new collections every single day. Every single day, there's a package on the door of a new collection or trade or something coming through, and so it puts me in a very unique position as far as collecting, and I'll touch just a little bit on that here in just a sec. But before we do, I want to remind you we have that monthly giveaway here on the YouTube channel. If you subscribe, comment, and like, you're entered to win these 2 awesome slabs. And if you head over to brycecomics.com and sign up for the newsletter while you're there, you're entered to win a free slab each and every month. And check out all of this crazy inventory we have right now. We've got pre-code horror, we've got classic blue chip keys, independent grails. We have literally something for everyone right now at Bryce Comics. You can come and you can sort by price high to low. You can sort by price low to high. You could sort by new to old, and just check it out, guys, because there is literally so much awesome stuff right now at brycecomics.com. And make sure you sign up to that newsletter, because I will be sending out occasionally like a 15% off discount code, and it's a really cool opportunity to stock up on some awesome books at really great prices. Also, we have Whatnot shows almost every single Friday. There's a link down below for $15 towards your first purchase. If you're new to Whatnot, and we always have books in the Buy It Now for $15, so you could stop by and pick up a free book, but we do $1 starts on vintage, modern, a little bit of everything over there as well, and it's a ton of fun, so I hope to see you over there. So the first book that I've talked a little bit about in a previous video is Peacemaker #1 in an 8.0. This recently came back through a collection. I sold it, and then it came back in, and I just absolutely love this book. I'm super excited for Peacemaker Season 2, and I love that, you know, he's right there on the cover. I love that it's Peacemaker #1, you know, and not like some mid-issue number of some other book. I just think it adds to the cool factor, and so I absolutely love that one. And to go with it, we have New Teen Titans Annual #2 in a 9.8 with white pages. This is the ultra rare Canadian price variant for the first appearance of Vigilante. Absolutely loved that character, so I just couldn't sell these. I'm like, oh, those are just going to go up on the wall, because I just get a big fat smile every single time I see those books. The next 2 books are The Walking Dead #2, which is a very expensive book, and I've never actually kept it. I've sold it a couple times, and every time I've sold it, I was like, man, that would be really cool just to have this book. And this story just has a special place in my heart, because I was reading it and watching the show with some really cool friends of a really cool time in my life. And so I just absolutely love this show, this series, and the whole empire of The Walking Dead. And it'll go great with my #1 and my new #3. So that's all I really needed for The Walking Dead is 1, 2, 3, and 19, the first appearance of Michonne. And that's really all I decided to keep. Oh, I also have a 100 Chromium edition, because that was the one of the first slabs that I think it was the first slab I ever bought, and it gave me goosebumps. I remember where I was at the time, and my girlfriend at the time got super jealous because of the way I was looking at this shiny comic book, and that was, you know, over a decade ago. Next up, we have Previews Order Form number 370, and this, I never would have thought that I would be somebody to collect a Previews order form from Diamond Comics. #1, because it's from Diamond Comics, and I actually hate Diamond Comics. I think that I've just had a terrible experience with them. But nonetheless, this is a really cool collectible, because it's the first consumer-facing image of Something is Killing the Children, and it's the same cover art from issue #1, cover A, and it goes well with my other rare editions of it. I have a 9.9 of the local comic shop day, where there's only 4 of those on the census, and I have the Brazil Free Comic Book Day, which is exceedingly rare and very difficult to find. So it goes great with that. And you know, these preview order forms are sent to retailers every single month, and you know, they're just thrown in the box. They're made out of newspaper, and they're typically like, they are used as like packing fodder, because they're not considered collectibles. And I think it took a lot of people by surprise when some of these these actually became super collectible. There's actually quite a few of these that are collectible that feature, cover art from the first appearance of really hot titles. Also, like the Ultimate Comics Spider-Man #1, the Miles Morales cover. That one's really, really expensive in a 9.8. So I think it's cool. I think it's just really cool to see it in perfect condition because, like I said, the ones that I get are never even close to perfect condition. The next one is Punisher number 218, and this is the lenticular cover. It's a 9.6. It's CBCS. I don't really care for the lenticular covers, and I still am like, yep, this is going in my personal collection, which brings up a good point. And the reason is because it says, I'm the Punisher, bitch, and it's signed by John Bernthal and sketched by John Bernthal. And I have some other issues of this that it will go great with. But this brings up a really interesting talking point, and that is, don't be so set in your ways or so anal about your collecting that you can't enjoy something when it should be enjoyed. So, I mean, for example, I could be like, oh, it's a 9.6 and it's not a 9.8, and oh, it's CBCS and it's not CGC, and oh, I don't really care for the lenticular cover. But I still got a big fat smile. I laughed out loud when I saw the remark that says, I'm the Punisher, bitch. And I'm like, yeah, I'm keeping it. I guess the point is, don't let perfect be the enemy of good, right? Like, yes, I would rather this be a CGC 9.8 and maybe that remark on like the television variant or something like that, but I'm not going to let perfect be the enemy of good. This is good enough, and it's not very expensive, and it's bringing me joy. So, just some food for thought for collections. Here's another one that goes along with that. It doesn't have to be expensive. Detective Comics number 27. This is from 2014. It's the Frank Miller cover. It's a wraparound cover. It's signed by Frank Miller. And this was the first Frank Miller cover with art style like this that made me go, what? There's a dozen Frank Miller variants with this style of art. But this one I just think is hilarious because he made an artistic choice to have her tail coming out of her butthole. That's not where a tail comes out of. And so that is hilarious to me. Like, well, that was an artistic choice. I mean, everybody knows where a tail comes from, right? So like, he did that, right? At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, not an expensive book. The book itself, I think, is like $20 or $30 in a 9.8. But this one's signed by Frank Miller, and it is staying in the personal collection. All right, now for the one that gave me goosebumps, the newest acquisition, God, that I just absolutely love, is Men in Black #1 in a 9.8. So what happened with this one is there's only two of these, two 9.8s on the CGC census. It's incredibly rare. It's from 1990 and Aircell Comics. It's got a difficult cover, like very dark. It's not all black, but it's very dark. And poor paper quality. So to have this in 9.8, and this one is really, really nice. A couple of little spine ticks, but they're lenient on books like this because of the type of paper. And I didn't realize that the Men in Black movie was based loosely off this. Like, the concept came from this comic. That movie, the whole series of movies, I loved watching them growing up. I mean, they were like, I watched them many, many times. I was a huge fan of Will Smith. I absolutely could have done without the 5 fingers to the face recently. Not a fan of that, but he still has a legacy, and a big part of that legacy was the Men in Black movies. And so that it has that Men in Black character on the front cover there is amazing. The fact that it's Men in Black #1, and it's not like, it could have been that the first appearance of the Men in Black was like in preview in some other series that had a terrible cover, like then it's like less cool to me. But the fact that it has interesting art, I wouldn't say that it's like an epic cover by any means. It's Max Fellwalker cover, but it is good and it is interesting. I enjoy it. It's got this lady in a very sexy pose, and it's got the Men in Black right there on the cover. So this, when it came through, I'm like, man, $2,000. Do I want to buy a comic for $2,000? Because this was part of a collection, and this is my career. This is how I make money. So if I'm not selling the books books that I've bought in a collection, then that means I'm buying books. So I don't take that lightly, you know, because it's a slippery slope too. You know, I mean, if I kept everything cool that came through the shop, I would be bankrupt and out of business because I wouldn't have anything available for sale. So I said to myself, when this comes in, I'm going to see how it makes me feel, right? Because $2,000 is a lot of money. And when I opened that box, it was just like, oh yeah, not even a question. I'm keeping this. Because a book like this with only 2 in 9.8, if I were to sell it, like, I don't want to say never, but it's very, very unlikely that I would ever have an opportunity to buy it again. Or maybe I would have an opportunity to buy it like at auction and maybe the price goes really high. And so it's like, no, I'm going to keep it. You know, with other books like, you know, Hulk 181 or ASM 129 or, you know, these Silver Age books that come through all the time. I mean, I always have a Hulk 181 in stock, and so almost always, and so I can come down and I can enjoy it and I can unbox it and over and over and over again, and so I don't necessarily feel like I have to keep a Hulk 181. And I know this is completely unrelatable, like it doesn't. I'm in a very unique position, so I won't harp on it too much. But that's why I decided to keep this. Super excited to have it in the personal collection. I would love to hear from you guys. What is the last book that you unboxed that actually gave you goosebumps? Down in the comments below. Don't forget we have that monthly giveaway here on the YouTube channel. If you subscribe, comment, and like, you're entered to win a free slab. This month we're giving away 2 awesome slabs. Head over to brycecomics.com to find some insane inventory. Over 500 slabs currently available and new stuff coming almost every single day. Thank you as always for sticking with me to the end. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.